Well, hey there, what's going on, fellas? Welcome on into the Tuesday episode of Winning Bets, talking our sports and talking our sports betting as well. Appreciate you guys kicking off the morning with me here. Grab that breakfast and let's settle on in. Let's first make sure we, of course, recap yesterday. A couple Champions League games going on this week. Also, Premier League we can go ahead and look forward to this weekend. And then, we'll dive on into the 15-game MLB slate, breaking down every single game. And let's go ahead and kick it off, though, with that recap, where we're going to go ahead and ring that cash register, a 2-2 day plus the big old 0.12 units. I feel like that's about how yesterday went, right? Yesterday, I don't know if you guys, how closely you follow the leans, but the leans were also about 50-50. So just like the card was 50-50, that's about how the day was overall in totality, but we at least hit the good ones to go ahead and pull in a little profit. Best bet of the day cash. You love to see that right there. Cardinals on the F5 team total. Didn't do anything up against Sean Manaea. I just wish they were facing another left-hander today. Unfortunately, they're not. They're going up against a right-hander today, but Sean Manaea certainly did his job in silencing those Cardinals bats, so you love to see that right there. How about Royals and Dodgers on the money line parlay? Are you trying to tell me that the team with the worst bullpen in baseball gave up a 2-0 lead late? Shocker. Yeah, I know there were a couple errors in that seventh inning, but the hits were before the errors, so we got to that bullpen. We got to that league worst bullpen. Good job there by the Royals for locking up the 3-2 win. And then the other half of that, Dodgers on the money line, obviously fall down early. Walker Buehler get a little shaky in his season debut after roughly a 20-month layoff. Gives up a couple runs there in the first inning, but 4 home runs in total are what enables the Dodgers to go ahead and win that game 6-3. Really a weird game in which the runs dried up once it became 6-3 in that third or fourth inning, whatever it was. There were no more runs in that game, so a little bit of a head scratcher right there, but I didn't really give a shit. Dodgers cover the win. Dodgers cover the run line as well, and they cash our money line parlay at plus 135. It was the pitching props that tripped us up yesterday. Luis Castillo just missed on the hook. We, of course, needed under 6.5. He ends the game with 7. There were 2 innings in which he got multiple strikeouts, and you just knew that those were going to go ahead and set you in. He actually gave the team some pretty good length going 6.2 innings, so nice outing there by Castillo. And then Justin Steele, another nice outing by him in his return off the disabled list, making his second start of the year, silenced those bats through 5 innings, but unfortunately wasn't able to get the third strike. A lot of 2-strike counts, that happens. Couldn't quite find the punch out. He falls short of 4.5 Ks, but a profitable day. I'll take that every single day. 2-2 plus 1.2 units. Obviously, you can see right arbitrage. We used that $2.04. We went ahead and earned a free bet. Maybe we'll go ahead and use that. And obviously, the MLB season numbers are there for your liking right there. All right, let me know down in the comment section what you're up to on this Tuesday morning. Let me know what some of your best bets are. I don't care if it's soccer. I don't care if it's MLB. We've got a lot of ammunition, arbitrage, free bets. We'll, of course, put a lot of units in play today, as I do think there's a lot of good spots there in the MLB. So let me know down in the comment section what you're thinking today. Corey, nice to see you again, my man. Work's been a shit show. Well, glad it settled down a little bit for you, man, so you could hang out with us. Appreciate the hang, my man. Brian, what's going on? Taylor, what's going on? How about Crystal Palace? Wow, the Man United look awful. Awful. We're going to expand on that in a little bit, but I don't know which side of that you dabbled in. Obviously, hopefully you dabbled in the Crystal Palace. I went ahead and hit Crystal Palace money line as soon as I saw Casemiro, Johnny Evans as a back line, no Bruno Fernandes. We've talked about when there's no Bruno Fernandes, how there's just no creativity in that side. God damn, they looked awful. And that's the worst part for Ten Hag. Like, you suffer losses, but when you got new ownership contemplating your future, you can't come out with that uninspired effort. So, obviously, as a Man United fan, I hate to see that because I just don't want to hit the reset button on another rebuild and another new, plethora of style of players. So, but he's got to be feeling the heat now. If he wasn't feeling it before, holy hell. Yeah, Brian, that was nice. It was nice watching the Royals. It was just nice watching the stats come out, right? You knew you could get to that Brewers bullpen, Brian. You knew it was there for the taking. League worst bullpen in the recent 10-day stretch, and they got to it. Obviously, the errors helped for sure, but like I said, they were getting the hits as well. You add in some errors, and you're able to jump out to a 3-2 lead. You love to see that right there. And they got it done without their closer because he pitched 2 innings. A little bit of surprise to me. I was watching that game, and the 9th inning, Chris Stratton came out, and I was like, well, that's not the Royals closer. So while I was watching that 9th inning unfold, I looked up, and it was like the closer threw 2 innings on Sunday. So that's one of the reasons why I'm not scared to back the Royals again today, because now their closer's back and available today. So we'll of course talk about that game. Padres up 2 last night. All right, did the full fade on me, Brian. What the hell? Why not, man? I give out Cubs, you take Padres. Love to hear it, man. Justin Steele was on it. Obviously, that game changed in the 6th inning. I can't remember what reliever they brought in, but, they hit. If that was a right-handed reliever, I mean, I know these teams don't have like 5 left-handers in the bullpen, or they do have 5 right-handers. But, man, just whatever the Cubs have in the bullpen, just stay left-handed. I guarantee they brought out a right-hander in that 6th inning when they got those 6 runs, because they don't hit left-handers worth shit. So you'd be crazy not to back the Cubs at least through the F5 again today. Crazy not to. Morning to Gent. Hope you're doing well. My man. Oof. Yeah, what's going on there in Denver, man? I mean, not only losing and getting blown out, Murray throwing shit on the court in frustration, which he should get suspended for. Can't be doing that child behavior right there. But what's going on, man? We know it's hard to repeat, but, man, the manner in which they're getting killed, don't like to see it. Let's get a bounce back there in Minnesota. Just trying to get through Friday and then a nice 2-week vacation. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Morning, Francisco. Morning. Let me know what your soccer bets are, my man. Let me know what those soccer bets are. I will go ahead and let you know what mine are. As you guys know, leg 2s are really tough. At least I find them tough. I've struggled in the past, so I'm going to, of course, go ahead and lay off on that, but I'm feeling the need to have some action this afternoon. So let's use that $5 free bet we picked up on FanDuel last week when they did their same-game promo, whatever the hell they call it, parlay promo. I think PSG is going to get a couple goals. I mean, look, we cashed out under 3 last week in Dortmund PSG, but it was sweaty. PSG hit a couple posts in that matches. Now they're going to go home with how close they were to scoring in Dortmund. Now they'll be at home. You fancy them to just go ahead and get a couple goals. So I'm going to go ahead and parlay PSG team total over 1.5 goals, and then just stick with goals in Real Madrid versus Bayern. I don't see any reason why there shouldn't be continuation of goals being played, in that fixture. So I'll take the over 2.5 there, and you can see that parlay comes in at plus money. Like I said, leg 2 is going to be difficult. You get in a minute 70, 75, and if one of these teams are chasing and, you're either holding on to an under, and now you got one team not pressing and not trying to score, and, you can hit an under, you can hit an over. It's just too much little variance and a little too much risky for me to actually put a full unit on it. But again, I'm going to be sitting here watching both of these games over the next couple of days, so I want some action. So that's how I'm going to roll. So full plus 110 parlay over a FanDuel. I have no idea if that's the best price. Obviously placing it there to where we can go ahead and use that free bet we earned. So let's go PSG, and then let's just get a goal fest tomorrow. So entertain me is the mindset of where I'm at in this Champions League. So let's see. What do you got? 5 units. Holy hell. Same game parlay. 5 units. Oh, I love to hear that. You got the over 10.5 corners and both teams to get booked. Seems fair in a leg 2 when they're both, fighting like hell. KG match, trying to get to the Champions League final. Okay. Probably both do get booked, and over 10.5 corners. I mean, you got 5 units on it. I feel like I need to at least tail it. I ain't going to put 5 on it, but shit, Francisco. You got me intrigued on that one, man. Let's go. I got to spot check and just see how many corners are played in that last leg. 7. Shit. All right, I'll come along for a unit, my man. Francisco, coming along. Over 10.5 corners and both teams get booked. Although, actually, and I think guys in Virginia and also Michigan, because I remember Thad saying it and Brian saying it, their states didn't allow you to bet on cards. And something happened in Illinois where no longer we can actually bet on cards. So I actually can't tail that bet. Something changed. It was like midway part through this soccer season. I can no longer bet on cards. Oh, what happened in that? So actually I can't come along on that. So hit that 5 unit banger, man. Come back here tomorrow and celebrate. I'd love to hear you be all hyped. That'd be pumped up. Let me tell you, I'm going to go ahead and play the Premier League, and I guess we could talk about a little bit of this now, but of course Matt and I will hook up on Thursday previewing all 10 games. This is just what I want to do right now and lock in these 2 bets before the odds get worse. I can tell you that Arsenal team total, that's at even money on DraftKings. It's minus money everywhere else and about minus 110. You will have crazy CLV on this play. I don't really give a shit about the CLV. I want to kick out winners, and I think this is an absolute winner. Ten Hag says Harry Maguire is out for the next 3 weeks. So you're going to get Johnny Evans and Casemiro again as a center back. And you saw those guys get carved up galore. by Crystal Palace yesterday. Johnny Evans admittedly played at about 70 or so percent by Ten Hag. He played all 90 minutes. Now he's got to recover to face Arsenal. It's just going to be an absolute shit show, and they're going to absolutely batter them, and it is what it is. And Ten Hag hasn't shown the ability to get the boys to turn up, right? Fighting for Europe yesterday. Did they turn up? I think they've given up on Ten Hag, and they want his ass out the door. So give me that Arsenal team total over 2.5. They'll batter them. And then Newcastle and a Man City moneyline parlay. City's on the road at Craven Cottage taking on Fulham. I just don't see them losing. And then there's 3 teams, if you've been watching Between the Posts every week, there's 3 teams where we talk about the home and away splits. It's Newcastle, it's Brighton, and it's Fulham. Well, Newcastle and Brighton are playing each other, and you're getting them in their perfect split. You're getting Newcastle at home and Brighton on the road. So I'll gladly take Newcastle on the money line and parlay that with Manchester City money line minus 113 over on ESPN Bet. And we'll expand on those plays on Thursday and as well break down the other, 7 more games in the Premier League. So obviously we took it light last week, but I do feel like I really like these 2 spots. It could be the only 2 plays. We'll kind of feel Matt out on Thursday, see what he's thinking, and also give myself some time to maybe do a little bit more research as well. So, but did want to lock in those 2 plays and get them over to you guys. So let's go ahead and cash those things and stay hot in soccer. 3-0 last week in soccer. I'll look to keep the good times rolling. I got banned on TikTok, my man. Too many times showing games on TikTok, and they permanently banned me. So that's what happened. I got banned on TikTok for showing games, which is frustrating because everybody else shows games on there. But yeah, I got spanked on that one, my man. So won't be doing that. But let's go ahead and break down some MLB. Really good MLB card, boys. Coming off yesterday's winning day, let's do it again. Yo, what's going on, fellas? Welcome on to the Payoff Pitch, where if you like MLB previews, I've got you covered every single day right here on the Payoff Pitch. I'll talk all 15 games every day, break them down, but within the games, I'll give you some hitting props. I'll give you some hitting props, pitching props. I'll give you my nerfy of the day. What's my best bet of the day? What about a long shot, right? Everybody likes a good dog every now and then. I'll give you my favorite long shot of the day, and we'll break down every single game, as I mentioned as well. First inning, I call it quick hits. I like to just let you know what's on my mind. And quick hits yesterday. How about cashing the best bet yesterday? That was your Cardinals F5 team total taking the under. That cashed nice and easily. How about cashing the long shot of the day yesterday? The Minnesota Twins come through in a 3-1 game, knocking off the Mariners. And how about, of course, cashing that double play, which is the one we had on the card. Royals, Dodgers, moneyline parlay. Felt good to cash those ones. Getting tripped up by the nerfy, though. Getting tripped up by the nerfy of the day. See if we can't get that one going. So, all right, second inning, called around the bases. Let's take a couple of these games and let's break them on down. I'm going to go to one that maybe probably surprised you guys when I sent the tweet out, because you guys probably saw the Diamondbacks today facing a right-hander, and then you saw me tweet Diamondbacks on the money line at minus 124, and you probably thought, what the hell is he doing? Well, you're getting Gallen and Montas on the mound right here. Gallen is the better pitcher. No real concern, but you do have Frankie Montas coming off a forearm injury in which his outing was cut short last time out. Now, the way these guys go, if they're on the mound, you have to, they're healthy and ready to go. But, if Montas only pitches, let's say, 2 innings, that could come back and bite us. But if he's out there for his normal amounts of innings and workload, then I think we'll be okay, because Gallen is the better pitcher. So then we got to break down it from a bullpen perspective. And, of course, we got to break it down from an offensive standpoint as well. The Arizona Diamondbacks only hitting 222. And I know you guys are like, holy shit, we're back on a team that's 222. But you guys know how low that's been below the Mendoza line, because you guys hang out with me every day. So we're not getting the Diamondbacks like on fire, like a team that's, got a great weighted runs created. They're not well above 100, things that we look for. But we know from breaking down this every 10 days that they are coming up at 222. Like, this is actually a really good number for them versus right-handers. They're hitting 222. Their OPS is 634, and their weighted runs created is 81. Even though those aren't great numbers, it's all better than the Cincinnati Reds, though. They only hit 202. Their OPS is 582, and their weighted runs created is 59. So I'm getting one team, the Cincinnati Reds, that are just kind of staying kind of piss poor versus right-handers. And the Diamondbacks that are showing a little life here about against right-handers as well. So I like that. We, of course, know if there's any left-handed bullpen arms coming out. Well, we know the Diamondbacks, they crush left-handers. So we know we'll get the bullpen when it becomes any left-handers coming out there. And then we're also going to get the advantages in this matchup when it comes to the bullpen. How about a 5.5 ERA? And yes, that is scary. And yes, that is high for the Diamondbacks, but it's not as high as 7.83 for your Cincinnati Reds. Same for the FIP. Like, it's gross at 4.97, but the Reds are worse at 5.7. The whip is 1.4 versus 1.6, and the opponent's batting average is 236 versus 290. So not sexy numbers by any stretch for the Diamondbacks, but I'm getting the better starter, I'm getting the better offense, and I'm getting the better bullpen. If you can check mark all three of those and you're giving me the money line at minus 124, that's an absolute no-brainer play right there. So gave me the Diamondbacks on the money line today against the Cincinnati Reds. Another game we want to talk about here in the round of bases is the Orioles and the Nationals. I'm going to do that first five. Under 4.5 runs at minus 115 over on Fanatics. You got both of these offenses struggling right now versus right-handers. Their batting averages ranked 27th and 21st in Major League Baseball. They're slugging 20th and 25th. Their OPS is 17th and 25th. Their weighted runs created is 18th and 25th. So those numbers certainly are, towards the back half of the league, certainly, in the bottom 10 in the league as well. But those numbers that I rifled off, while they were ugly, yet the Nationals do all those better, though. All four of those categories, the Nationals are better than the Baltimore Orioles. Friend of the programs here, not too surprised by that because we know the Orioles struggle versus right-handers. So then we got to talk about starting pitching. We already know the offenses are struggling versus right-handers. Corbin Burns versus Trevor Williams, just guys that are dialed in right now. ERAs of 2.2 and 2.6. Whips of 0.92 and 1.1. Opponents' batting averages of 225 and 193. And you get Trevor, the dog, Williams is going to be on the mound. We all remember what he did last week up against the Rangers. So great starting pitching. Just really great starting pitching. Piss poor hitting. That's an easy bet right there. Give me that first five under 4.5. I wouldn't mess with the Nationals on any full game because the Baltimore Orioles bullpen numbers are looking really good right now. Actually, they're looking top five. That's how good they are. So you just want to back the under. And if you do want to take a stab at the Nationals because their offensive numbers are better, then yeah, you take a stab at the Nationals through the first five. Maybe we'll do that a little bit later on in this show. Let's shut up now and let's pitch, and we go ahead and do that in the third inning and every day. And let's give out some pitching props. I'm going to target this Philadelphia Phillies team, and it's just one of the hottest offenses in really all of baseball right now, especially when we're talking when they're facing a right-hander. You got Berrios on the mound. Under 17.5 ounces at even money or under 5.5 Ks at minus 115. If you're only going to bet one of them, I would do Berrios under 5.5 Ks more. It's got a better hit rate. It's cashed in 3 of his 7 starts as opposed to only 1 of his 7 starts. And the strikeout prop, when it misses, he's at 3 misses on the hook. So you're basically 5-6 strikeouts. You add in what the Phillies do really well, right? We know they're going to hit the ball. They know they're going to hit power. And we know they don't strike out because it's below 20%. So it's just that recipe to chase them early, avoid the strikeout. If you're only going to do one, though, again, I really like the under 5.5 Ks. This is that Phillies offense that ranks 4th in batting average, 3rd in weighted runs created, 4th in OPS. And again, the strikeout percentage is sitting right at 20. The walk rate is really high at 12.8. That's why I kind of do like that Alex prop. A chance to really work up that pitch count, draw some walks, and then obviously, you can chase him early. But give me the Ks if you're only going to play one of them. But I kind of like them both, and I personally have bet them both as well. Another one I like here is Cutter Crawford. Cutter Crawford here of the Boston Red Sox. He's going to go ahead and face the Atlanta Braves today, and I like over 4.5 strikeouts. The Atlanta Braves, god damn, are they struggling, but we just care about what they're doing from a strikeout percentage right now. 30.2%, third worst in baseball. Again, it's at 30.2%, and I had Cutter Crawford's number here, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of 7 starts he's gotten to cash. I was actually going to price shop this one here on Odds Trader. I just don't like the minus 145. There's a reason it's juicy because, it's cashed in all but one start. Braves are striking out a ton. I want to see if somebody's got a better price real quick. Let's see if I can use Odds Trader real quick. They've, of course, got the player props tab. We title over to Boston. Cutter Crawford. What are we getting here, man? Let me see. Best price. Minus 140 at Caesars, Yeah, I probably won't dabble in it, but that shit's going to hit. I think it's a great parlay piece. Again, it's cashing all but one start, and they're striking out third most in Major League Baseball. Give me Cutter Crawford over 4.5Ks. Another one I wouldn't be too shy of is, and I'm not betting it just because it involves the New York Yankees, and I just can't seem to push the right button with that New York Yankees, but Justin Verlander under 17.5 outs. It's at even money. This Yankees team is drawing high walks at 9.7. They're not striking out at 19.4%. How about the third best batting average at 285? How about the third best OPS at 821? And the weighted runs created comes in at 139, which is second best in Major League Baseball. It's the historical, numbers. If you go over to Swish Analytics, it's even in this video description here. We've shared it with you guys often enough. Verlander's got success up against this team. Like he got some bona fide success, but the numbers are there to where there's no chance in hell I would take a stab at the over. I'd only really take a stab at the under there with how good the Yankees are, or it's just a stay away play if you don't want to take the under. I hear you there. So, but Cutter Crawford over 4.5Ks and Berrios under 5.5Ks. I really like those two plays. Fourth inning long shots picked up a win here yesterday with the Minnesota Twins knocking off. Who the hell did he knock off? Oh, yeah, the Mariners. Tight game right there. A nice 3-1 ball game. We're going to go ahead and look at the long shot today. We're going to go ahead and look at the Boston Red Sox. Boston Red Sox today in Atlanta, obviously taking on the Braves. You got Cutter Crawford up against Ronaldo Lopez. I mean, tip of the cap to both of these guys. Both of these guys are really good. I mean, look at both of them, back of their baseball card. Really stinking good numbers. Both of them have had one, I would call it, average start. But that being said, Cutter Crawford was still deemed MLB quality start because he did go 6 innings and gave up 3 runs, where Ronaldo Lopez fell short on the outs requirement. He also gave up 3 runs. But other than that one, I would call it average start. If you go 6 innings and give up 3 runs, that's pretty good. I mean, there's a reason why MLB calls that a quality start. Otherwise, these guys have just been really good. Maybe the other piece of encouraging bit of this is Lopez's average start just came in his last start. So while this guy's on fire, or Ben having a great season, maybe we're starting to get some of that regression that if you kind of look at his career numbers, it's like you've been, pitching above your weight earlier on the season. Maybe with that most recent start being your average, you could be declining right here. And I think they could decline here. And speaking of which, Cutter Crawford, also his outs prop looks really stinking good today as well. I think it's at 16.5 last time I checked. Anyways, huge. Did I say huge? Because I meant effing huge offensive advantages. One team bats 289, the other one bats 181. One team slugs 444, the other one's 255. OPS 790 versus 484. A weighted runs created of 121 versus 35. And one team's K's at 24.2%, while the other one's at 30.2. You already know it's the Boston Red Sox. I do everything significantly better from an offensive standpoint. The advantages don't stop there, folks. They roll right into the bullpen. How about an ERA of 2.4 versus 3.9? The FIP comes in at 2.7 versus 4.4. The WHIP is 0.9 versus 1.5. The opponent's batting average is 202 versus 297. And home runs per 9 innings pitched is 0.5 versus 1.3. Maybe the starting pitching is an absolute wash, but I'm getting massive offensive advantages and massive bullpen advantages. It's scary going up against, it's scary going up against the Braves from a name perspective. But these stats, if I just handed it to you on a piece of paper, you'd fade these bums all day long with what's on the other side. So give me the Boston Red Sox as your dog of the day. And I did use the Boston Red Sox as my DraftKings up early 2 promo, coming off getting tripped up yesterday for the first time in 7 days. Red Sox going to get us back. I think they're going to win the goddamn game. Give me the Red Sox at plus 155. Fifth inning call, keep swinging. Let's give some props to the hitters out here now. So let's go ahead and do that with Ahmed Rosario. He's the Tampa Bay Rays. He's 5 for 16 up against Soroka. Jeff McNeil of the Mets is 8 for 16 up against Mike Colas. 3 doubles and only 1 K. Really like that. He's going to make contact, and hopefully he can find the open space and get some hits for you guys. Or Rafael Devers, going to need him if we're going to have a chance of knocking off the Red Sox more than likely. We're going to need his 5 for 11 up against Lopez with a double and a home run to come through. We're going to need Rafael Devers. So there we go right there. That's fifth inning. Keep swinging. Let's do sixth inning. It's a steal. Nerfy of the day. And actually, I'm looking at my notes, and I've kind of been goofing off for the last kind of 20, 25 minutes before the show. I thought I had everything done. I actually didn't do the Nerfy. I guess that's how bad I've been at the Nerfy. I didn't even do the goddamn Nerfy. Shit. Didn't do the Nerfy of the day. That's how bad I've been on Nerfies lately. I hadn't been betting them though. I haven't been putting them on the card, so that's been it's just been leans. Who the hell's tailing a lean? I don't know, man. Shit. I would actually do the Nerfy of the day actually in my other F5 under, which is my best bet of the day. Kind of cheap to have that your best bet of the day and have your Nerfy of the day, but yeah, I would do it. Cubs Padres. We'll go Cubs Padres Nerfy of the day. Let's get on into the best bet of the day, though. We do that. We call it coming to a stretch. This is going to go ahead and be my best bet of the day. You saw, or I'm going to do Padres Cubs F5 under 5, or no, not under 5. Cubs Padres F5 under 4.5 minus 107 over on Bet Rivers. Hell, you even saw DraftKings yesterday send out the tweet on Shoto Imimanga talking about how he's got the best odds now to win Rookie of the Year. His numbers are absolutely fantastic. He's, of course, never seen the Padres. Only one batter, Luis Ariz, when he was a Marlin, has seen him. Otherwise, nobody has seen him. Same for Randy Vasquez, though. No Cub has ever seen Randy Vasquez. Remember, he was part of the trade that sent Juan Soto on over to New York. So love that right there. And then we just look at, hitting. Well, we know the Padres can't hit left-handers worth shit. We kind of talked about that yesterday when we were talking about Justin Steele. Just to give you a refresher, they're only hitting 180. The weighted runs created is 55. No power. OPS is 530. So they're full-on struggling. And so are the Cubs, first right-handers. They're also below the Mendoza line at 195. They're slugging 341 with the weighted runs created of 80. So neither team is doing anything right offensively. You like both of these pitchers. You really like Imimanga for sure and what he's been able to do earlier in the season. So best bet of the day. See if we can't go 2-0 this week on the best bet of the day. Give me the F5 there in Cubs Padres. I'll take the under 4.5 at minus 107. Eighth inning parlay. Go ahead and give me a parlay of the day. How'd I do yesterday on this? Oh, this is our money line parlay. Oh no, I snuck in my favorite under and over, didn't I? No, this was it. This was Royals Dodgers. I apparently didn't do this category either. Jesus Christ. Who thought I was done and could goof off for 30 minutes? Double play parlay of the day. You know what? If you're sitting there and you're seeing Jose Urena on the mound for the Texas Rangers, I hear you. I remember there was a game I bet and he came out of the bullpen and I was like, oh shit, but they only threw him one inning. They're going to throw this bum for multiple innings. Whoa. That's really frightening right there. You think you can get Jose Urena for multiple innings. But, of course, the Rangers do it better versus right-handers, so don't want to full-on jump into that. What is... Shit, I didn't do double play either. Shit. What can we cook up here, boys? Actually, why don't... no, I want to give out new plays. Oh, Dakota Hudson over on his walks. Dakota Hudson, we've had that guy circled. I think he's a great, great candidate. They have his number at 2.5, which was kind of a little bit to put me off. But for him to have two plus is minus 200. Oh shit, I'm probably gonna end up adding this if I can find something else to put on there. And if you need a refresher on what Dakota Hudson has done this season from a walks perspective, here I'll give you his game log. But we did talk about it last start. His is gone 2, 4, 5, 3, 1, 2. So this 2 plus walks is hitting all but one start. The dude has no goddamn control. None. Let's see what we can parlay with this. I'm going to do it because you know what? I'm not going to actually bet this, but I'll build it. And I was obviously going to talk about it when it gets to rapid fire. Yankees on the money lines to play. But damn it, if they trip me up every single time I bet them. Just remember Friday night. We took the run line. Loses, but then they win it Saturday, Sunday. Yankees on the money line should win this game. We could talk about it more when we get to rapid fire, but bullpen advantages, hitting advantages. Luis Hill is the Yankees' ace, obviously with Garrett Cole being down. Luis Hill's the ace. He's got the best numbers on that staff. Wipeout stuff does he. So he can match anything Verlander can do. I'd probably expect him to be a little bit better than Verlander, quite frankly, because the offense is that much better of the New York Yankees versus right-handers. So I'll take the Yankees on the money line. I'll take Dakota Hudson to have 2 walks, and I'm building that at plus 172 on DraftKings. Plus 172 on DraftKings. I'm going to leave that right there. I'll probably slap some money on that. after the show. All right, let's see what I went ahead and bet. Let's see what made the card today. Then let's talk about every game from money line, run line, and over-under perspective. We call it rapid fire. Here are the official bets. It's everything that I've generally talked about, and I am going to go ahead and add that Nationals F5 money line, half a unit at plus 188. See if Trevor Williams can't be a dog again to us and give us a good couple cashes. But I'm going to go ahead and bet that dog of the day. That's your Boston Red Sox at plus 155. You can get, and I'll tell you now if you haven't tailed it, because I know that the price has gotten better. Everybody's jumping on the Braves. I saw a plus 160 about 20 minutes ago. Let me tell you where the best price is. Plus 160 on Fanatic. Everywhere else, Caesars is 158, and then everybody else is still at 155. So there you go right there. Phillies on the money line. I actually know that I'm not on the right side of that in terms of price. The best price for Phillies money line is now minus 120 over on Bet365. If you don't have that, next best is Caesars and MGM at minus 125. I'll go ahead and do the Royals on the money line at minus 125. That is the best price. Diamondbacks on the money line minus 124. That is the best price. And then your Padres Cubs F5 under 4.5. Hell, why don't I just give you the best price of that too while we're at it? Let's see. Odds. Best price on that right now is, there's some 5.5s out there. Fanatics is hanging 5.5 at minus 165. Holy hell. Shit, it's gotten to even money. Okay. Not sure what people are seeing, but I don't really give a shit. You can get even money at FanDuel. You can get even money at Bet365 or Caesars. So you can get a little bit better of a price for me. And then the other one was the Orioles Nationals. I'll give you the best price of that one. I'll give you the best price of the F5 money line too over here. So the best price on the F5 money line is 180 at Bet River. So where I gave it out, but price a little bit worse. The best price on the 4.5 under is going to be FanDuel plus 104. Some days you bet stuff early, you think you're getting in, you think you're going to get the best price, and some days it don't be like that. But everybody knows I don't really worry. I don't really care. So that's how we're rolling today. All right, let's talk every single one of these games from money line, run line, and over under perspective. Let's get into it, boys. Rangers and Athletics with an over under of 8.5, minus 120, minus one. Minus one. Sorry, somebody just texted me there. What do we got? Rangers and Athletics over under of 8.5, minus 122 for the Rangers. Athletics plus one. I thought somebody opened my door. Get focused here, boys. Wow, the Athletics bullpen blew the game yesterday. That was surprising to see. Wasn't their closer though? Wasn't Mason Miller? I don't think that guy's blown anything this season. Holy hell! Urena on the mound just scares the ever little shit out of me. Yes, the Rangers hit right-handers better, but to be fair, it's not a ton better. For instance, 261 batting average versus 247. A OPS of 736 versus 798, which the Athletics are actually better. So the Athletics are actually bringing more power to the plate in this recent stretch. Subsequently, their slugging, OPS, and weighted runs created are all a little bit better. They're striking out. It's that Athletics bullpen that scares you if you're going to take an over. But I think I am going to take an over because Urena sucks. I like the Rangers' numbers versus right-handers. I think they can get to Ross Stripling. So I'm taking the over 8.5, and I think I'm going to lay off a money line on that one. So I'll take the over 8.5 between the Rangers and the Athletics. Tigers and Guardians with an over-under of 8.5. Tigers plus 114. Guardians minus 135. It's shaded correctly. The Guardians are the better team, even in this right-left-handed split. They've got the better bullpen, so Guardians on the money line at minus 135. Diamondbacks and Reds, you know how I feel about that. It's minus 130 now. Reds plus 110, over under of 9. But it's the offenses that struggle. It's going to be another one of those first 5 unders, full game, live overplay right there. But I like the Diamondbacks. I'll just stick to my offensive, my starting pitching, and my bullpen advantages. So Diamondbacks for me. Blue Jays and Phillies, over under of 8. Blue Jays plus 105. Phillies minus 125. Of course, on the Phillies, they hit right-handers way better than the Blue Jays hit left-handers. We talked about this Phillies bullpen, so let's expand on that a little bit. because I know that if you've been hanging out with us every day, you may be surprised we're back in the Phillies on a full game perspective. Other than opponents' batting average, which is 243 versus 262, so Blue Jays are better, but wait, did I? Oh wow, the Phillies are better. Maybe I rifled those numbers off my head and thought they were. Yeah, no, the Phillies are actually better. Their WHIP is 1.6 versus 6.4. Phillies bullpen is actually doing really well. 1.6 versus 6.4. The FIP is 2.6 versus 5.7. The WHIP is 1.1 versus 1.6, and the opponent's batting average is 243 versus 262. It was the opponent's batting average numbers that I flipped in my head. And I was going to say the Phillies did everything better but one, but back that truck up. The Phillies bullpen does it all better, and as you can see from that FIP and ERA, they actually do it a lot better. So, yeah, Phillies bullpen, I'm hitting better. I've got the better bullpen in spades. With the way the Blue Jays struggle to hit left-handers and the Phillies smoking right-handers, yeah, that's an absolute no-brainer play. Give me that Phillies on the money line at minus 125, but current price, at least at DraftKings. Angels and Pirates with an over-under of 7.5. Angels plus 114. Pirates minus 135. We talked about using this yesterday's game as an ear marker for this game just because the Angels were throwing consecutive days of left-handers. Did those runs come against Tyler Anderson, or did they come against that shit bullpen we talked about? Oh, they came against Anderson all in the fourth inning. That was a grand slam. So he just had one bad inning? Shit, it'd be like that sometimes. Man, that game makes that tough. And, oh, man, Mitch Keller went complete game. Shit. Mitch Keller, friend of the program. Threw him yeah, I mean, we know the Pirates got the better bullpen. Well, they can run it back then. If they didn't burn a bullpen arm, shit. Yeah, run it back, Pirates. I would take the over. That Angels bullpen is rough. I would take the... yeah, give me the over, but I like the Pirates a lot more. I like the Pirates, minus 135. Orioles and Nationals, you already know how I feel about that game. I think this is one where we can sneak in an F5 cash, and then the Nationals bullpen will implode like the numbers suggest, coupled with how great the Orioles bullpen is. And the Orioles come back and they walk off one. Or I guess they don't quite walk it off. They're on the road, but I don't really give a shit. Whatever gets us two cashes through the F5, that's all I care about. I mean, full game, I would take a stab at the Nationals, I guess. If I'm taking them on the F5, I'm gonna. But those Orioles numbers, those Orioles numbers are looking really good. I mean, number one WHIP, number one opponent's batting average, third best ERA. They're looking good right now coming out of that Orioles bullpen. So, but I'll stick to the Nationals on the full game money line for an over/under. I would take the under. Right? Obviously, I'm on the F5 under, so I would take a full game under as well, especially with that Orioles bullpen. White Sox and Rays, over-under of 8, plus 210 for the White Sox. Rays, minus 258. Yeah, these stats are so close. The White Sox shouldn't be that big of a dog. I mean, they're even doing things better from a right-handed perspective. They're bringing less power to the plate, but otherwise, they're there. They can't be plus 210. But then you look at the bullpen. Where's the Rays bullpen at right now? Where is it? Fuck. Oh, there it is, way up to the top. Yeah, see, it's that bullpen advantages, man. I'll just take the over. I'm just taking the over 8, and I really like it. What happened yesterday in that game? Oh, yeah, the over hit easy. I'll take the over 8. Astros and Yankees, over-under of 8.5, plus 102 for the Astros. Yankees minus 122. Again, the shading's correct. I'm getting the better offense. I'm getting the better bullpen in the Yankees. I even think I'm kind of getting the better starter. Luis Hill is he may not go deep into this game, but shit, he's going to be really good, and he's going to strike out some people. So, Yankees minus 122. That is the play. Red Sox and Braves, you know how I feel about that. Red Sox are the dog of the day. It makes the card at plus 160. Brewers and Royals, over-under of 9. Brewers plus 105. Royals minus 125. We didn't really break this game down, but we talked about it enough on yesterday, where I didn't really put it in the notes of the show today. But I'm getting the better bullpen. The Royals closer is actually up after being down yesterday, so I really like that. So I'm just backing the better offense in this. I'm actually backing the better starter too. Seth Lugo, holy hell. What a nice start to your 2024 season. So, yeah, better starter, better offense, better bullpen. So, all those check, check, check. Live with the result. Padres and Cubs, over under of 9, plus 136 for the Padres. Cubs minus 162. It's just that Cubs bullpen. That's why I couldn't pull the trigger on them yesterday. I didn't have faith in them, being able to hold a lead if they had one, because the Padres can't hit lefties. Man, that Cubs bullpen is really struggling. I'm going to go under 9 here. Under 9. I'm going under 9. I do think Shoto will set them up, and I can get into at least the better arms of that Cubs bullpen, and then that'd get me under 9. So I'll take the under 9. Mariners and Twins, over under of 8, plus 124 for the Mariners. Twins come in here at minus 148. I think this is going to be an under series. I think with the Mariners struggling, there's a reason why the Twins were the dog of the day yesterday. It was just that bullpen. It's close right now coming out of the bullpen, but that does well for an under 8. So, yeah, I will take the under 8. I don't think the Twins should be minus 148, to be fair, because the bullpen is so tight and there's just not much separation in the bullpen. So I would pay minus 148 for the Twins on the money line, but I would do that under 8. Mets and Cardinals, over under of 8.5. Mets plus 105. Cardinals minus 125. I don't even know if I ever looked up this game, to be fair. Yeah. I mean, Cardinals are better versus right-handers, but they were awful versus left-handers. That's why that was the best bet of the day yesterday. Cashed easily. No sweat. Didn't even get a run off our guy, Sean. Dominated their ass. And then we know the Mets have the bullpen advantages. How'd that game go yesterday? I stopped paying attention. Once you get the cash, you just stop paying attention. Like, it doesn't matter. Looks like the Mets won a 4-3 game. This time, Edwin Diaz didn't blow the save. So, did they use Ottavino? That'll be a key. Did they use their setup man, Ottavino? Ottavino got used too. Not that many pitches. Diaz will be Diaz pitched Sunday. Hold on. The good arms of the Mets bullpen may be fully down. Yeah, because he pitched Sunday and blew it to Diaz is down, so that's bad news for Mets backers. I was going to say that money line would be a good play. Ottavino could be up because he didn't pitch Sunday. He only pitched Monday, so yeah, he'll be up. My bullpen numbers are substantially better than the Mets. My bullpen numbers are substantially better than the Cardinals. I'll go, the Mets are dogs? Yeah, I like it. I like it just like I liked it yesterday, and I gave it out. I'll go back to the Mets again at plus 105. Giants and Rockies, over under of 10. Giants minus 162. Rockies plus 136. This is a good spot. And I know you got to hold your nose with Dakota Hudson, but if you haven't used your DraftKings early too, and if you think I'm bullshitting you on the Red Sox, you could use it on the Rockies here. Really hitting left-handers really well. They're actually up in like the top 6, top 8 of their offense. Weighted runs created above league average, hitting 276, not really striking out at 24.4%. Bringing a fair number of power to the plate at a 764 OPS, which the Giants versus right-handers are struggling, but then it's Dakota Hudson. They're only hitting 213. Weighted runs created well below league average at 74. You could take a stab at your early 2, and I only say early 2 because you know that Rockies bullpen will probably blow you a loss late in the game, but definitely a good early 2 candidate, I would say. An early 2 candidate, but I'll go, man, that bullpen is ugly. Holy hell. The reason this total is not a normal Denver total, which you see 11s and 12s, it's because the Giants offense struggling versus right-handers. But you know what? Who doesn't hit Dakota Hudson? Let me look at his numbers again. I know he walks a ton, but doesn't he also give up all the runs and all the hits? ERA's 5, whips 1.6, 6 runs, 4 runs, 5 runs, 3 runs, 3 runs, 2 runs. Everybody tags this dude up. Giants will be no different, especially with the air. Give me the over 10. Over 10's the play there. With the way the Rockies hit left-handers, I could almost make the card. What does Odds Trader have as a prediction, just as a curiosity? What are they predicting? That over 10 looks good. What are they predicting for the score of this game? They're predicting a 10.8 runs being scored in that game. Yeah, I would take the over. I like it. Stats look good for it. Man, that Rockies bullpen, holy hell. Whew. ERA 7, whip above 5. Or FIP above 5, whip above 1.8. Fuck. Maybe don't do early, too. Maybe stick to the Red Sox where you're getting all the advantages throughout basically the entire game. And, yeah, it's a much better play. Red Sox is much better. But give me the over 10 between Giants and Rockies. And then Marlins and Dodgers. Cabrera versus Yamamoto. Yamamoto gave us good cash last week, an easy cash last week. I'm seeing an over-under of 7.5. That's because Cabrera is pretty damn good. Marlins plus 240. Dodgers minus 298. Well, we know from yesterday. The bullpen advantages are in spades for the Dodgers. I mean, that was our double play. Made it on the card. Right-handers. Dodgers actually fallen a little bit. Here from yesterday. Wow, they must have had... You guys know I do this every 10 days. I generally wouldn't back a team only hitting 244. Now, it's all better than the Marlins, but that's not a team I would normally... Well, if it's better than the opponent, I would put my cash behind it. I'm doing it today with the Diamondbacks, but yeah, I mean, it's Dodgers. What the fuck are we talking about? Maybe they do it all better. Hit better, bullpen better, and Yamamoto versus Cabrera. Yeah, I don't know who's better, so it's a fair question. We know Cabrera is good in the first inning. That could actually be your nerf. Oh, you getting that at plus money? What's that nerfy called? That nerfy's at plus money. Getting me excited now. Minus 125. Yeah, but those Dodgers bats, though, I always say I need that to be at plus money. But remember Edward Cabrera. We sat here on YouTube Live watching that, and we may have lost the nerfy, but it was no fault of Edward Cabrera. He struck out 2 of the 3 batters. Our goddamn Andy Fletcher umpire cost us cash on that one. All right, that's how I do it today, boys. Dodgers, sure, whatever. You know that Dodgers yesterday, boys, in our moneyline parlay, when we did it on the show, you know it was minus 260. I think closed at minus 340. Everybody was just dumping the Dodgers in a moneyline parlay. How could you not? How could you not dump them in a parlay? They had all the advantages. All right, I've been seeing the comments roll on by, so let's catch these questions here, boys. Let's see. Let's go back up here. Oh, yeah, the TikTok questions. Twitch won't ban you. I don't do Twitch. I miss it, dude, man. Trust me, I miss the content. I miss hanging out. I think it was a great platform. So, yeah, I miss it too, my man. Yeah, that's what you need. Oh, right. Yeah, that website, who they decide to ban is frustrating as hell. Maybe we can get a nerfy hang on X broadcast one day. Yeah, I'm going to do it on Twitter. I'm down. PSG match, either team win in pens or extra time, says Mr. Heat. Mr. Heat, what's up, man? It's been a while since I've read one of your comments. Hope you're doing well, man. Either team to win in pens? Sure. PSG wins 2-1. I hit my little parlay leg that I gave out, and the match goes extra time. I like it. DeGen, he's coming along on those both sides. I mean, they do it all good, man. It's just said, it's from a name, it's from the back of the jersey. But if I hand you those stats and said one of these teams is plus 160, you'd throw all your fucking cash at the plus 160. You're getting offensive and pitching and bullpen advantages and spades. Like, it's just the names on the back of the jerseys for the Braves. But I can get over that, and I just put my money where the stats are. So, yeah, loving the vibes, Tyler. Loving the vibes. The only thing, the A's closer's blind is fastball. Dude, everything's over 100 with that guy. I remember. I told you I watched it the day we had Boston Red Sox money line. And we got a cash in extra innings, but that dude pitched the scoreless 9th. I think it may be the scoreless 10th, but either way, every pitch was over 100. Jesus Christ, that guy's incredible. I think it's over 10. I like the over 10. I may have to get that added on the card. I like it. Nick, where do you see Rockies are good versus left-handed pitchers? I use Fangraphs. You got to pay for a membership. I also, what was it, Nick? I also handicap every 10 days. So, if you sit here and listen to another handicapper and they give you stats and it's like Rockies hit 230, Well, they're using season-long stats. Like, why the hell am I going to use season-long stats? 162 games. Teams ebb and flow like crazy. You think what they did the first and the second week of April gives a two shits what happens now in this ball game? No, it's what are you doing in the recent stretch? Baseball's so ebb and flowy. So my stats are always in the last 10 days. You can go to Fangraphs and get that information. You have to pay for a membership. But you can get it off Fangraphs, and then you can create a table with stats that you care about. Maybe you think batting average doesn't matter. If you don't think OPS matters, I literally create this table off stats that I think contribute towards winning and losing the baseball game, and then I set the parameter of the dates to get me that data, and that's how I come up with it. But you can do whatever you want on Fangraphs. It's a really good one. Like I said, it does pay. Okay, you obviously don't handicap in the last 10 days. That sounds like that's, if you were saying, where do you see the Rockies are good, and then coming up with, that's not the case, that they're good, then you just don't handicap in the last 10 days. That is where your handicapping differs than my handicapping. So, nothing wrong with that. But, I don't know. I really whip baseball's ass every year, so I'll stick to what I'm doing. But good luck, Nick. Good luck, my man. Take the over 10. I think the over 10 is going to cash, my man. Any other questions, boys? Boys, what else we got? Anything else, boys? What else we got, boys? Anything else? What else, boys? What else we got? I'll hang till 10:55. I'll hang another 2 minutes. 10:55. Let any other questions roll in. Let's get some cashes today, boys. What do we got? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6.5 units in play. All right. 6.5 units in play. Let's get it. Let's get it. Let's get it. What else we got, boys? One more minute. I guess I can get it on the other screen and throw all the bets up if anybody needs them all in one place. Let's throw the baseball ones up here. There we go. If you need them all. A little Premier League action above the baseball bets. Obviously the baseball bets, and then a little $5 free bet just to feel something during these Champions League games. Going to be sitting there watching them anyway, so just give me something to feel. Give me that team total over for PSG, and then I'll just take the full game over in Real and Byron. I know that can be a little hard to see, a little small, but there you go. Got it. Anything else, boys? Marlins, 1.5 strategy is now 5-2. Yeah, Corey, you guys have seen him in the chat. He's been talking to me about it personally, but he's just been fading the Marlins. It cashed again last night. You damn right it did. It was minus 125. Who cares? I told you we were both on that play. It's minus 142 right now. Holy hell. Taking another stab today, Corey? Taking another stab at minus 142. So that starts to get to be where you got to have 2 to overcome a loss. Like, yeah. I mean, should win. Should win. All right, we'll call it right there, boys. Enjoy the Champions League action if you're going to indulge in that with like I am myself. And then let's have ourselves a nice little day in baseball. That's what matters most. So let's crush it, boys. Thanks for the hang. Appreciate it. Come on back for tomorrow. We'll preview. Oh, we didn't do the look ahead. Damn it. Got to do the look ahead. Got to do the look ahead. Soriano versus Martin Perez. Yeah, minus 142. Dakota Hudson to have a walk or 2. Anybody? Dakota Hudson. All right, how do the Angels hit left-handers? We haven't had to handicap that all week. Decent versus left-handers. I like Martin Perez, though. Chris Bassett up against Aaron Nola. If they hit, yeah. I mean, Phillies. Oh, that's Blue Jays facing a right-hander, though, and Nola, not a left-hander. Blue Jays are... Where the hell are they? Ooh, worse at hitting right-handers than they are left-handers. Well, if the Phillies win today and can save their good bullpen arms, I'll be back on the Phillies again tomorrow. I can tell you that. Or if the price gets too high, I'll fade Chris Bassett in some capacity. But, yeah, if Phillies can save those good arms, like they did yesterday, winning 6-1, they didn't have to burn their good arms, Phillies will be the play again tomorrow. Tigers and Guardians, 2 right-handers on the mound. Hey, stats have been kind of close all week. Where you get your edges in the bullpen. But Yeah, not a lot of separation from an offensive standpoint. Mets and Cardinals. Oh, get another left-hander on the mound with the Mets. Ooh, get another left-hander on the mound with the Mets. We know that's going to be fade Cincinnati or St. Louis. Near down to 162. Yesterday's show was I think it was 183 down to 162 after Sean put in that hell of a performance last night. Yeah, weighted runs created of 39. Fuck, that's awful. Awful. Yeah, I'd be looking to, but with Sonny Gray on the mound, that smells like an F5 under. We'll see what the prices are, but that smells like an F5 under tomorrow with Sonny Gray on the mound. Brewers and Royals, righty versus righty. I mean, Royals are going to do it better. I mean, that's why we're on the Royals today. So we really need to see what that bullpen looks like after today's usage, but Royals would be the play going into that. Padres and Cubs, 2 right-handers on the mound. That's going to favor the Padres big time. Big time. Could be all over the Padres tomorrow. Padres have the best batting average, hitting .306. Padres have the number 1 weighted runs created at 142. Padres have the number 1 OPS at 828, and Padres have the number 1 slugging at 483. You didn't want to touch them yesterday versus a left-hander? I hear you. You don't want to touch them today versus a left-hander? I hear you. Get on their ass tomorrow facing a right-hander. So, yeah. Cardinals will definitely, or Padres are the play tomorrow without a doubt. Marlins and Dodgers wrapping up their series with 2 right-handers on the mound. Yeah, rinse and repeat with that data analysis. Rangers and Athletics playing a double header with J.P. Sears going in game 1. Rangers, their numbers are actually coming. Oakland's still doing it better. Oh, but they're not facing a left-hander. They're facing a right-hander. You could take a stab at the Athletics, at least through the F5. Depending on the bullpen usage, you could even go full game. At least in game 1 with the left-hander on the mound and Sears. Keep an eye on that. Diamondbacks and Reds, Montgomery. Oh, I was just looking at the left-handed page. You want to hear how... Dude, I've never seen a weighted runs created at 7 before. It's a weighted runs created of 7. The Reds are hitting 141 versus left-handers. They're slugging. I don't even know if you can call it slugging when it's only 183. And the Diamondbacks are going with this Graham Ashcraft. Well, we'll see how they hit right-handers today. If I'm right, I'm definitely right. I look at this shit every day, and I move the calendar over a day. The Diamondbacks are coming up versus right-handers. But if I'm right in the fact that they can continue that upward trajectory, hit this right-hander today, whoever the hell it is, I can't remember. Frankie Montas. It's a smash spot tomorrow. It's an absolute smash spot with the Reds facing a left-hander in Montgomery. Orioles and Nationals getting... Mitchell Parker's a left-hander. Now there we know Baltimore crushes left-handers. Yeah, 283, 899 OPS. Weighted runs created at 158. This is the number 1 offense versus left-handers. Maybe not from a batting average, but from a power and a weighted runs created, it's number 1 offense. They just miss out on average behind the Twins, Rays, and Marlins. Like smoking left-handers. We know that. I mean, that's why I love baseball. I love betting this shit. Absolutely love it. Yeah, it'd be an Orioles day tomorrow for sure with the left-hander on the mound. White Sox and Rays. Yeah. Blech. And then Astros, Yankees. How do the Astros hit left-handers? They got Rodon tomorrow. Ooh, they're better versus left-handers than right-handers. Rodon's kind of stumbling a little bit, if I recall correct. Oh, Rodon already faced the Astros, too. That's another reason why I like the Yankees, too, because Luis Hill, remember, he didn't pitch in that season opener. He made his debut against the Diamondbacks, which we cashed that day, because I told you Luis Hill is nasty. He easily tore up the Diamondbacks. I think we did the F5 team total, because that was Luis Hill versus Ryan Nelson. Yeah, we did the F5 team total at plus money and got a cash. I remember that. Anyways, I'm going to probably like the Astros tomorrow. Although Spencer Aragotti's dog shit. Probably just take the F5 over, to be fair. Yeah, probably do the F5 over. Red Sox and Braves, 2 righties on the mound. Or no, Sale's a lefty, sorry. I knew that. Duh. Sale's a lefty. I like watching him pitch, too. He's good. Wow, Red Sox are pretty good versus left-handers, too. Not as good. I'm definitely not as good. I mean, hell, I gave off their numbers earlier. They're really doing right-handers good, but they're actually hitting left-handers pretty damn good too. And No, Nick Pavetta's so good. That's going to be the dog of the day tomorrow because you know everybody will be on the road. Braves on the bounce back. Shit, I'll gladly take the Red Sox again tomorrow. I'm telling you, if Cutter Crawford can do it, yeah, Nick Pavetta's good. Wow. Red Sox could be consecutive dog of the days. Mariners and Twins, 2 righties on the mound, Kirby and Paddock. Minnesota's got the better offense, but Seattle will have the better pitching with Kirby, and the bullpen numbers are so tight, so that'll be a little bit of a tough one. And then Jordan Hicks up against Peter Lambert. That's 2 right-handers, Giants and Rockies. We're the Rockies versus right-handers. Ooh. See, this is why, Nick, and this is not bashing on you. I would never do anything like that, but this is my handicapping. Rockies just hitting left-handers, 276. Hitting left-handers, 276. Weighted runs created of 104. Versus right-handers, it's a 168 average of the weighted runs created of 25. Now, again, this is the last 10 days, so, right? Maybe you've got different numbers on season long, but that's going to be a giant spot. And the Rockies are striking out at 32.4%, and we know Jordan Hicks has elite strikeout stuff as well. So those are your look-ahead spots. I think we already got a nice card shaping up for tomorrow. Obviously, it all depends on the number that the books give you and the price that they give you, but I think we got a nice little card shaping up tomorrow too. All right, Dejent. Appreciate the hang, man. I'm going to bounce myself. So there you go, boys. All right. Go enjoy your Tuesday. Come on back for tomorrow. Find out which of those look-aheads we're actually going to lock in and see if we can ring that cash register, though, to kick off the show, most importantly. Have a good one, boys. Thanks for the hang.